Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jen and this week's video is an Aldi grocery haul video for my family of 6, which consists of my husband, myself, and our 4 kids, ages 9, 8, 7, and 3. I'm going to also be discussing, as I'm going through the groceries, what my menu plan is for the week. So let's get to it. We'll start over here with the produce. I got a 10-pound bag of russet potatoes. They'll be used for some mashed potatoes and some fries. I'm going to make either a oven baked potato, like a home fry, or actual French fries. Haven't fully decided yet. Over here we have some tomatoes and we have coleslaw. I'm going to make an actual coleslaw with this. I'm going to be making attempt to make some fish and chips with coleslaw this week. I've never actually fried fish before, so it's going to be a first. So maybe I'll do a video. We'll see how it comes out. But I'm going to attempt that. I got some peppers to have on hand. I usually do at least one stir fry a week with rice, whether it's chicken or beef, something like that. So I always like to have peppers on hand. Some iceberg lettuce. I do prefer romaine, but the romaine was looking really sad today. I mean, this really doesn't look much better. This is a really small head of iceberg, but the romaine that was there was actually very wilted and not very healthy looking. So I went with this for the week. I got some little mandarin oranges. The kids love these. And some pink lady apples. And we got a small watermelon. The last couple ones we've got have been good, so hopefully that one will be a good one too. We'll see. Some bananas. Last week, the kids went through the bananas really quick and they were asking for more. So this week I got 2 bunch of bananas and they probably won't eat any. So we'll see what happens with that. I got some onions to put in recipes and some carrots. Usually I like to have carrots. I could cut them up and my kids eat them with ranch, or I cut them up and, fry them with, add them to fried rice or a soup or something like that, depending on what the week brings. I do have a menu plan, but sometimes we go off the menu. So sometimes we just want something else. And I always like to have like carrots on hand, onions on hand, stuff like that like I can make something up pretty much. Avocados, avocado toast. Like I said, my son really loves avocados. I could just cut up a ripe avocado and he'll eat it. Cucumbers. Again, cucumbers I do a lot for. We do throw them in salads sometimes, but we have them more for just cutting up and snacking on them. Zucchini. I always like to have a zucchini, like again, just like the peppers, like cut it up, throw it in a stir fry, and we really like them like that. Or as a side dish, I often roast them, even with some, just a little bit of oil and some garlic powder, onion powder, and some Parmesan cheese. That's a really good side dish too. Some sour cream and some honey vanilla yogurt. Greek yogurt. We had this 2 weeks ago. It was on sale, and this week it was on sale too for $3.49. My kids really liked it last time, so I picked it up again. Again, we have that. The kids like to have that like as a snack sometimes, usually like after dinner. They do like to do yogurt with a little bit of granola. We have 2 dozen eggs. I'm all out of eggs, so I picked up 2 dozen eggs. I use a lot of eggs for baking, and I do usually do hard-boiled eggs to have in the refrigerator. My kids do like to it's an easy thing for them to grab and eat as a snack, or if, an easy kind of lunch to side with some vegetables or some fruit. Just makes things easy and they like it. So for cheeses, I got a wedge of Parmesan cheese. I do like to grate my own Parmesan cheese with pasta. I just think it tastes better that way. And then we got some mozzarella cheese for the week. I stocked up again. I know I had stocked up last week and I still have some left, but it was on sale for $169 for these packs. So I did grab a couple more just to have on hand. We go through a lot of cheese, so it doesn't hurt to have some just to have it on hand. My kids really love Colby Jack, and I also got some sharp cheddar, and I got mozzarella. I'm going to be making some meatball subs this week, so make the sub and put the mozzarella cheese on top. And then I got 2 packs of butter. Always need butter. Butter makes everything taste better, for sure. And then I got this heart-shaped pasta. It was on clearance because, of course, it's Valentine's Day, and Valentine's Day being over, it was only 50 cents. So I picked that up. My kids love to eat butter noodles with Parmesan cheese. So this week, they'll have a fun little butter noodles heart-shaped pasta. And then I got some half and half. That's what I like to drink in my coffee. I prefer that over anything else, so I always have that. And then 2 gallons of milk, some chicken broth. I'm going to be making a crock pot chicken and stuffing this week, and that's like a really easy crock pot. You just throw your chicken breast in, and you throw some stuffing mix, some green beans, and then you make a mixture of sour cream and a mixture of condensed cream of chicken soup. I don't use the soup. I just kind of make my own cream mixture with the chicken broth, and it tastes really good. But you just throw that all in a crock pot and you let it cook, and it's like Thanksgiving in a pot. And then I make mashed potatoes on the side. It's so good. Anyways, and then we have some jasmine rice. I do always like to have rice, like I said, stir fry. Even though I don't always put it on my menu, it's something that I usually cook once a week. No matter what. If it's on the menu or not, it usually ends up being cooked. We have some black beans, some marinara sauce. That is for the meatball subs. Some salsa. We are going to have some tacos this week. And then they still had the chocolate chips on sale for, I think it was $3.49 per bag. And these are really good chocolate chips. So I got another 2 bags to have on hand. I did buy some last week too. Still have those, but just to add to my little stockpile of chocolate chips. I got 2 loaves of bread and some frozen chopped spinach. My kids like to eat, I call it pastina with spinach. And you could use like legit pastina noodles. We usually use orzo or anything that's just a really small pasta, and just I cook it up. I add some butter. I crack an egg and stir it in. You don't even taste like there's egg in there, but it does add like an extra protein element to it. And then the chopped spinach, butter, salt, and that's usually like one of the first foods I give them when they're babies, but they love it still till this day. So that's something that they always ask for. So I got some chopped spinach this week. And then sub rolls for the meatball subs, which were 50% off today. I think I paid like $1.25 for this pack. And some tortillas. I like to always have those on hand because there are those rare moments when my kids do not like something that I cook or whatever, and cheese quesadilla is always something easy that if they want something else, that's usually what they want, cheese quesadilla. Or for lunches, that's also something really easy to make. I'm kiting over here. I got some peanut butter. I always go through a lot of peanut butter. I use that a lot in baking and making homemade snacks for the kids, or just simple peanut butter jelly sandwiches, peanut butter banana, toast, whatever. I am going to be making, I got this barbecue sauce with honey, a barbecue chicken naan pizza this week. So I'll be using that. And then, of course, some avocado oil. That's my favorite oil to use, so I always try to have that on hand as well. And maple syrup. We go through a lot of maple syrup. I do make a big batch of either waffles or pancakes or French toast weekly. So the kids then will go through it through the week. So we do go through a lot of maple syrup. And then these 2 little packs here of truffles. They were on clearance. They were $1 a piece. So the kids got those for some treats for this week. And some Aldi version of Ritz crackers. And some nacho cheese tortilla chips and regular tortilla chips, either to snack on with some salsa or to have as a side, like when we have like tacos, or if I make a, taco salad or something, we always have tortilla chips on hand. And some Berry Kids Crunch. The kids have been really liking this lately, and so they are able to compromise on one box of cereal, and this is what they chose. So this is their cereal for the week. And then I got this Alaskan cod to attempt to make my fish and chips this week. And then under it is some ground turkey. That's going to be for tacos. And then they had this grass-fed, organic, 85% lean beef. I usually pay around $7 for this, sometimes a little bit more depending. It was on sale today for $5.99. So I picked up 3 of those. One I'm using for the meatballs, and then just the other 2 to have on hand. I mean, it definitely won't go to waste. We go through it, so. And then I just got a family pack of chicken for the barbecue non-pizzas and for the chicken and stuffing meal. And it's always good to have chicken. You can pretty much do anything with that. So I always try to have a little bit of that on hand as well. And then we have some apple juice for the kiddos. And I only have 1 here of water, but we did get 3 of those. So that is all of my haul this week. And thank you so much for watching this video. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to get another cooking video out this week. If anything that I mentioned you'd like to see me do a video on, please comment below. But I am going to try to do a haul video and a cooking video, at least each of those once a week. So please, like I said, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.